Hi, this week we're going to be talking about preparing for a job interview and hopefully getting a job using job correspondence. One of the things that I've asked you to review this week is not only the regular PowerPoint about how to prepare for a job interview, but another PowerPoint about the difference between a career and a job. So sometimes we have a lot of jobs on our way to a career, and that's what that PowerPoint is all about. Let me tell you a little bit about my career path. It was not as straight as you might think, and so not everybody goes directly into the career that they want to have and retires in that career. A lot of times people take a kind of winding path to their ultimate career, but have a lot of jobs along the way, and those jobs are just as important as the career. So I graduated from high school. I wanted to be a teacher, and so I went to UNC Chapel Hill. I got my bachelor's degree in education with a concentration on teaching English in high school. So I did that in 4 years, and then I was ready to start teaching. The only problem was I discovered during my student teaching that I didn't like teaching very much, at least not student teaching. I didn't like that very much at all. And but I had already dedicated 3 years of a college education to teaching, and so I knew I needed to continue to pursue the degree and pursue the career. As it turned out, I probably was better suited for teaching adults than I was high school students. Later down the path, many years later, I tried teaching middle school, and I did not like that even as well as I liked teaching high school. But when I finally got to Nash Community College and started teaching here part-time, I decided that teaching adults was where I really needed to be. I had finally found my niche. But along the way, I have had a job working for the Employment Security Commission as a job counselor. I have also had a job working for a plumbing supply company where working with HVAC equipment as well as plumbing supplies. Totally out of my field, but it was something that I could do, and they needed somebody to do it, and it paid pretty well, and it had good benefits, and so it was a very good job. I also had a job working for the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill's admissions office. After I graduated and couldn't find a local job teaching, I took that job with the university and worked there while my first husband was in law school. Then when I came back here to Rocky Mount, I went to work for the plumbing supply company, and after I left that job, I went to work for North Carolina Wesleyan College in their admissions office. So I used my background at UNC Chapel Hill to get the job there. I have been a mother's morning out early childhood teacher. I loved working with the babies. That was fun. I stayed sick the whole time I worked with them, but it was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed that very much. And then I tried middle school, and middle school was not fun for me either. So I came here to Nash Community College for the purpose of finding out what I wanted to be when I grew up, because I was many years, my children were both in school, and I needed to find a career for myself, and I took an aptitude test here at Nash, and it kept showing that no matter how many times I retook it, I think I retook it 3 times, and every time it showed that I should be a teacher. And so the counselor here at Nash asked me, well, you have a degree, don't you? And I said, yes. And she said, what's your degree in? And I said, education. And she said, so what's your problem? And I said, I don't like teaching. I don't like the children, and I don't like the parents. And she said, have you ever thought about teaching adults? And honestly, I had never thought about it. And so I started here as a tutor, and I started teaching some developmental classes, and I really liked it. I like working with adults. And so then I decided later to go back and get my master's degree so that I could become a full-time curriculum instructor here. So when I look back over my history, my winding path to my ultimate career of teaching adults, I find that every job that I have ever had, I have been a teacher. I was always the one that they would come to and say, will you show so-and-so how to do something? You're so good at explaining things. Could you help our new employee learn how to write a better business letter? Even then I was teaching technical writing or business writing in the workplace, even before it became my career or my profession. So just keep in mind that whatever job that you take and whatever you do, it does not necessarily mean that it's worthless. You can learn valuable lessons there that you'll take with you into your career. So I've really spent many, many years preparing to be an adult teacher, and I learned a lot of important things along the way by actually working in other jobs, in other professions. Because now I can talk about writing a business letter, because I've actually had to write business letters, and I've had to work in the professional workplace. I spent 10.5 years working in a law office, and so all of these things that I've done have added to what I'm able to do now, which is to teach you. Keep in mind that sometimes you won't get the perfect job, and it won't be the perfect career from the beginning, but it'll all work out, and as long as you keep working towards what you really want to do and what you enjoy doing. They say if you can get paid for what you enjoy doing, then you have really reached a good point in life, and that's exactly what I have found, that for well over 20 years now I have been teaching adults, and I enjoy it every single day. So I still like doing this, and as long as you like doing it, and you get paid for it too, then that's a blessing. So look at the PowerPoints. Read the textbook. Chapter 15 is the text for this time. I think it is. Yes, chapter 15. And make sure that you read all the important information that they give you about writing a resume, writing a cover letter that goes with that resume. Sometimes you'll hear that called a letter of application instead of a cover letter. They're talking about the same thing. And a follow-up letter, which would come after a job interview. So if you read the chapter 15 and take the tips from the chapter to help you answer the assignments for this week. There are 3 documents we'll be writing this week. One, and probably the most important, is the resume itself. There are samples of resumes in the textbook you can look at. There are also, if you look online for samples of resumes, you can even find templates that you may want to use. The thing is, in creating a resume, it is a sales document, so put the most important things up front, just like we did in those sales posters that we did, and put on the Padlet. You want to put your most important information up front, and so design your resume to be the best reflection of you. You're the product that you're selling in your resume. Also, you'll need a cover letter for that resume, and there are samples of that in the textbook. Also, you can find other samples of cover letters in online in other places. Tons of information out there that can help you with that. And then finally, pretend that you have been for the interview, you have successfully completed the interview, and you want to do the follow-up letter or the thank you letter, just that little extra to keep you in the employer's eye another chance to sell yourself to the employer. So these need to be perfect, because you'll be judged by cover letters, resumes, and follow-up letters more so than any other time in your career, probably, because somebody's looking at your ability to communicate well and to sell yourself. And if you can't do it very well, then they won't hire you. And it could be that you'll never get the interview either if your cover letter and your resume has mistakes in it, or is not pleasant to look at. It's not. It doesn't have good page design. So be very careful this week with your assignments. I know you're always careful, but be even more careful. Pretend that this is for real, that this is for a real job. Okay, so make this applicable to your career, what you're interested in doing, and as the problem in the book says, pretend that you're looking for like a summer position. It doesn't have to be the ultimate position that you would want to, but maybe something that you could get now that would relate to your career, what you're studying, courses that you've taken. And you can put all of those things on your resume too. You can put courses that are applicable to the career, and software programs that you're familiar with, and that sort of thing. All of those things are good sales points for you. So keep in mind that your path to your career may not be the straight and narrow path, and you may not find the first job that you have may not be what you do for the rest of your life, but it's all important, and it's all part of your path. So if you have any questions about any of the 3 documents we're doing this week, after you read the book, look at the PowerPoints and all of that, if you still have questions, then please contact me and let me help you, because I'll be glad to help you.